What's up, boys, and welcome back. Today I present to you the Stew Box, one of my most unique bases yet. Inside, you'll find some fresh new tech I call the half basement, with one ways looking in at every angle, paired with clean inners for control. And then when moving to the bedroom down below, well, it links straight up to your defense floor, giving you fast mobility and perfect control during raids. Hope you enjoy. Alright boys, before we hop into the video, I would like to say I have a Discord with a good building community there to help you with any of your building needs, and on that Discord we also offer custom bases at a relatively good price compared to others, for just $20 to $40 depending on the base. Now let's hop back into the video. Alright boys, hopping straight into the tour of the Stew Box. I will say, I did a lot of research on building this base and pretty much combined every YouTube chase box into one. You're going to see that there's a lot of spinky stuff in here and a lot of other people's. This is a nice one-way. It's not really one-way, but if you're walking up, we have to do this because of the half basement. But basically, the only way to see somebody is if you crouch. If you're just standing like most people, you'll get shit on. Now, before we go in there, coming up here, we have a nice retake into there if we lose all control everywhere else, and a nice retake up top. Coming into our half basemented floor, we have tons of storage down below in our half basement. So the reason that I like this, and there's the beak. Looking straight out, as you can see, you have a lot of visibility, and they can only see you if you crouch, or if they crouch. But as you can see, there's tons of storage in this shell, and then also a half floor below for our half basement, which is right here, which also has mobility leading straight up for perfect movement in between raids, because you're going to be using both of these angles a lot. But right here, on this side, we'll have a one-way, and that's on all sides. The only reason that it's not on that side is because we have a little hidden box back there, as you can see, that is very hard to access for raiders, and oftentimes is probably your most secured piece of loot. Up top we have more loot, and everywhere else just more loot, as you can see. Very nice. There's those one ways. It is, you could slightly see in there, but you're gonna win a gunfight in there any day. But when you're up close, there's no seeing in there. As you can see, this is what it looks like from the outside, and then they're going to blow in right there. And yeah, it's kind of like a bait corner to make them blow in there, and they're screwed once they do that because they can't get up top. They will get access to one of your one-ways, unfortunately, but that's okay because you still have 3 more to work with. Alright, now let's move up here into our movement. We have movement on both sides of the base, so this base is bisymmetrical. Okay, so before we go out there, here, this is exactly like Spinky's base. This is the part that I loved about it most, was this retakes right here. And then up here. You could do a ramp retake up here. It would give you a lot more visibility, but you'd also be easier to get shot through. So I just went with this. You can see loot everywhere, even a hidden box up there, and then that's where you can store your TC or battery, however you would like. On the other side, I believe there's a TC. As you can see, just like Spinky's base in here, honestly, that's how I prefer it. I know, call me a copycat, whatever, I don't care. There's some hidden loot right there, also accessible from the bottom though, but if you delete that, which most people probably will, you have nice visibility. It's perfect. As you can see, the peaks are insane though, and you should be winning your fights through these. That's your movement that leads straight down into your one-way bedroom peaks. Peaks are all pretty good. Then moving, oh yep, there's boxes up there. And moving into here, it is a half floor taller, so it is a little bit different than most chase box inners. As you can see, boxes everywhere. This base has so much storage. Honestly, it's kind of insane. You won't need this much, but if you do, good for you. As you can see, I do not put any doors down there. I prefer them without doors. It increases raid costs, and I think they're pointless, and also this space has tons of bedrooms, so you shouldn't be spawning in there anyway. But hands down, this is definitely your most protected bedroom, and as you can see, your TC's on that side. Now moving up a floor, right here we have boxes on both sides, tons of storage, very secured. Right there we have a nice hidden vending machine box. If you want it to be a locked box, you could do a small box, but honestly that is very hidden loot, and honestly your most protected loot. As you can see, tons of box storage, very protected. Jumping up here, you have a nice roof retake that covers your whole entire roof. I made the roof as simple as humanly possible because oftentimes when you get raided in these bases, well, you don't even have to use it. As you can see, bedrooms. Then we're moving on to our simplistic roof. The most simple peaks on earth. I mean that. I mean, it's just brutalist peaks and then peaks looking down. They're all not the best, but it's all you need in this space because you will not be using them often. I promise you that. See, very nice, very nice. And yeah, that is the chase box, but let me just show you a demonstration now since I've done the tour. When you get raided, this is what your base will probably be looking like, opened like that. So basically, as you can see, they don't get access to your bedroom in there either. So that's also very nice, but yeah. They will have access to that one secret box, but look, you have a one-way right there, and that will be cooking them, and then there's also a peak still right there, but it's not a one-way. That's okay. Yeah, you could get shot from tons of angles when walking in there. Alright. Alright, boys, hopping straight into the starter. This base can get a little bit confusing, so just pay attention. Just a simple 2x1 starter, like all chase boxes, except there's no door on the bottom. It's pointless. If you want it, you can add it. There you go. Put your TC down there until you get those hidden rooms up top, and then I would move your TC somewhere else. I would not have your TC in there, considering the fact that it's a 1 TC base. A little bit of an audio bug. Could put another box there, but I placed it bad. As you can see, you can fit 3 furnaces here early game, or put 1 furnace in a workbench, and there's other spots to put your workbench as well. I like to add another door down there just in case. So that is your main starter, and to get more storage in there if you really need it, just add the shelf. You'll add it eventually. I would add it early. But yeah, just put 2 boxes up there to make movement still nice. We'll have to delete this door. So this is where I like to leave it, personally. But yeah, you can put a bed right here. So the only bad part about not having a door below is for early game raids. Other than that, the door below is useless. So you could vending machine off a door down there if you want. A couple of my friends do that. But yeah, early game you are pretty vulnerable because you only have 1 exit, but that's okay. Right here, I like to work on the shell before continuing anymore. And I try to get up the shell as simple as possible. Just pay attention, it's a little bit confusing. No, it's a lot of half floors and stuff, so if you need to slow it down, please do that. I am using 2-side symmetry, by the way. Coming out here, just gonna place a triangle. I like making it stone with a wall, and then that's your entrance in. How to completely secure your shell. There's metal. Here you go. Now, if you need early game peaks that bad, this is how you can do them. I recommend putting this ramp in there while you can, and also putting a box in there. I just didn't do that. I was very lazy on this tutorial because I'm on an extreme time crunch in uploading this video, so please bear with me. I didn't place any deployables, so I'm extremely sorry about that, but this could be a little bit tricky to place, this ramp. Might have to move around. I'm flying, obviously, so it's easier for me, but you'll figure it out. It's not impossible. Oops. Alright, there you go. Your shell is completely secured as long as you put doors on all sides. The only bad part is then again you don't have an exit into your shell early game, which honestly you could do a vending machine. Alright, so right here, we are not going to want to do it like that. We're going to want to do it in half. As such, it gives us a bunch of extra storage by doing this, at least an extra 5 boxes just by doing this. I used a lot of HUM. Obviously, you guys probably won't. Oh, well, there's that box. Not gonna do that, but I would place that before you do that. Some doors. All right. So right here, just to get these working, get our mobility almost ready. Add all of these walls as such. Basically giving us a nice hidden loot storage in there and pretty loot. Then we're also going to secure this top area, which is one of the most important areas to secure so that they will raid through your shell. Because up until this point, we're still just as vulnerable as earlier, which sucks. Alright. I had to do a cut because I misplaced something. Sorry about it. It was a pretty rough cut, but just build what I showed. See right here. I don't know what I'm doing, I'm gonna be honest. I think I'm a little bit confused. I'm doing this on a voiceover, so bear with me. Yeah, so you have to leave this open for your retakes into there. You should do full walls on all sides. And then we'll do a triangle. And you're going to want to put a half wall in there. Just like that, just to secure it. And then put boxes in there whenever. And yeah, there's your retake for later. And then nobody can access that, making your base 10 times stronger as long as you add doors. It's looking like a maze right now, your base, but it will come together. Alright, now before we continue with our movement, let's work on the half basement. I think I'm gonna start using this half basement in almost all of my shells with one way of looking into it because it's extremely broken. I've used it a couple of times in raid defense, and trust me, it works. Alright, as you can see, put boxes down there. Alright, now coming down here, I would make these stone. Fill in all of them except for the middle because the middle is our movement. Right here. I'd add a box back there before you do any of that, so let's do that because it's unaccessible for a place if you don't do that now. Alright, we're gonna build up our movement. Pretty short movement, which is perfect. It's not too cost. And just put a ladder hatch right there, or a ladder until you get one. I like to make my movement metal personally. It's a pretty important part of your base. As you can see, you can put a bed there, and it just allows for great movement. You can put a ramp down there, and then more boxes. Those are also very secure boxes. There's tons of loot and tons of hidden loot. Just make sure that you spread your loot around if you get off in this base. I made this base more designed. Yes, there is a lot of confusion coming up. I'm very sorry, but just slow it down, watch ahead, and understand it. Right here is kind of where the confusion starts. So you're supposed to put a low wall, not a half wall there for the peak. I will fix that in a minute. But there you go. I just put half walls all around. PC in there. and then put a window. And also, I like putting a box up here and then putting a low wall, making it very hard to access and very hard for raiders to see if they do make it up to that floor, but it's definitely easy to access. There you go. Add your most secured bedroom, definitely, with your whole base is definitely that, so keep your main kits up there. Okay, so this is where the low wall is meant to be, and then you can put a vending machine right there. Push it all the way back against the wall. Sorry for no deployables. Like I said, time crunch. I was extremely lazy. Yeah, until you get a vending machine, just put a door there. As you can see, your chase box is coming together. Right here, we are going to start adding some honeycomb for our bait wall. Basically to make raiders want to raid into that one open section, putting them exactly where you want them in your shell. It's pretty broken. Your base is quite defendable in this spot, but let's just continue. Right here, this is where your vending machine bunker would be. See, I think I show you how to do it. Yep. This is the one deployable I decided to show because it's pretty important, but basically just move all the way over, and I wouldn't place it that way because that makes it really hard to access. I would place it back like that. Yep. And then all the way, and then you can access it perfectly. It's perfect. Right here, you can add more hidden loot. If you need help getting up here, just add a simple triangle. It doesn't affect anything if you can't do the jump. Right here, that frame is not supposed to be there, so don't add it. It will ruin a lot. Alright, right here. As you can see, I'm just going to add that for our roof peaks. Put half walls on all sides so that our other peaks work as well. Make that stone because it's just for your head to protect it. Everything else can be stone. It's not that important. Then again, if you get MLRS, you get MLRS. There's nothing you can do about it in this type of base. That's where you put your turrets. I would make it metal. You can put a turret on there. Very nice and very handy. I like that. 2 turrets on my roof. Nothing too crazy. Because if you do get top down, well, still a pretty defendable base. Alright. Now, just to finish off our honeycomb. And then on top of that, our peaks up top. Alright boys, there's the base. Very simple, very cheap, and very snowball-y to build. Sorry for the really shitty quality when it comes to it, but honestly, give this base a try. The half basement is absolutely insane during raid defense, I'm telling you. Believe it or not, it really is. And it won me a couple of raids in this thing, man. Yeah, as you can see, you have retakes everywhere. Everything is everywhere, but hope you guys enjoy.